We're going to visit the Sikh temple. There it is. One of the foremost, and I think the first Sikh temple in Shanghai.
In the late 19th and early 20th century, the Sikhs, with their familiar beard and turban, were a regular sight on the streets of Shanghai. They were brought in by the British to work as police constables or mend the traffic. Records show that the Sikhs were recruited sometime in 1884. That number had grown to as much as 634 in 1934.
This is probably one of the original structures as well. This is 19 steps, and it has been mentioned, and this is 2 meters wide.
Though it's a Sikh temple, it has a Victorian facade. Much of the original structure has been retained. The gate used to lead to the prayer hall of the temple, which is now home to 7 Chinese families. Built in the early part of the 19th century, it is known among the locals as Yindu Miao, or Indian Temple, as it is protected as a cultural relic, giving it much needed protection in an era of change.
How long has she been staying here?
我住了30几年了，30年，31年。31年了。
Was it always like this?
对，没改变，没改变。
No changes.
Vivash wrote an article about the Sikh temple in Shanghai. It was published as a lead feature story in Shanghai Daily. It caught the attention of a lot of Indians here and abroad, especially from the Sikh community. A few of them followed it up with a visit to the site.
他们是一个家族的，到这里来的，起码10几个人。
Have babies?
小的也有，从小到大，大概有靠20个人左右吧，大概是。都一个家族的，他们说他是一。对，有的，对，有的。
I mean, that's about Shanghai. You know, there's so much of history. You can just spend your time walking the lanes, by lanes, and digging out these old stories. It's not just Tagore, but you also realize that Tagore was just one part of this Indo-China relationship. You know, it dates back to centuries. You know, even before the Silk Road, which we all know about.
It is obvious that the connection still carries on. One of Tagore's well-known plays was performed by the students of the Shanghai Theatre Academy in Chinese to commemorate the poet's 150th birth anniversary.
I've seen this play actually a couple of times, but in Bengali, in my mother tongue. I've seen it in Mumbai. And we have basically grown up to some of his plays, which was a pretty regular thing, you know, during the festival time. They look very Indian. If I didn't see the name, I would not have known that they are Chinese.
For a lot of these young actors, it was the first time they were performing an Indian play wearing traditional Indian clothes.
现在印度不了解，最多也就是从网上呀一些。然后我妈妈比较喜欢看印度的连续剧，什么新娘啊什么的。
The director of the play, Mr. Zhang Zhongnian, went all the way to India to get a better understanding of the play.
到了泰戈尔亲自创办的那个国际大学，然后他们的教授接待了我们，而且给我们解说了很多关于戏当中的一些印度文化的问题。那么我也看到了泰戈尔 当年生活的地方和他创办的那所大学，怎么样为这个平民百姓进行那个大学教育。我觉得这些民主思想在他们那儿都是，我觉得还是蛮有感受的。去的时间很短，主要是为了解决这个系里的一些问题。
It was almost a century ago when Tagore's play was performed for the first time in Shanghai. Xu Zhimo played one of the main characters. In Shanghai, Vivash met a lot of people asking questions about India. During his visits to India, he found similar interests in China as people back home quizzed him about life and work in Shanghai. He said people were very much interested in knowing about each other, and that was a positive sign.
Suzhou Pingtan is a musical style of storytelling and ballad singing in the Suzhou dialect. For centuries, this art form has been popular in East China. After the 1950s, however, audience numbers have dwindled, and elegant Pingtan performances are on the fast track to extinction. In this episode of China Untapped, we will take a closer look at this elegant art form and meet performers who are working to keep it alive.
下家童女记着腊雨，